This is Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary. She's not one to mince words when it comes to controversial points of view.
So yes, I'm afraid, Madam Deputy Speaker, it's the Labour Party, it's the Lib Dems, it's the coalition of chaos, it's the Guardian reading, tofu-eating, wokerati, dare I say, the anti-growth coalition that we have to thank for the disruption that we are seeing on our roads today.
Suella Braverman's got form on this, hasn't she? You'll remember she actually had to resign as Home Secretary under Liz Truss because she sent confidential documents to a Tory MP when she shouldn't have done that, and Rishi Sunak reappointed her.
So how does Suella repay Sunak? Well, some people feel that she used the National Conservatism Conference to launch a pitch to be the next Tory leader, with lines like this.
We are all full of belief in humanity, in our country, in our way of life. Our pragmatism is not cynicism, and there is nothing unrealistic in our romanticism. I know, in my heart and in my head, that the facts of life are ultimately conservative.
Or this.
And that, above all else, is why I and all Conservatives should be optimistic about the future of conservatism, the future of our great nation, and dare I say, of Western civilization.
Funny then that information about Suella getting a speeding fine that she allegedly tried to dodge the consequences of came to light recently. Suella didn't try to get the fine reversed, but allegedly tried to use her position to get off attending a group speed awareness course and instead do it as a one-to-one meeting. By attending the course, she would avoid getting 3 points on her licence. As per usual, Sunak, when asked, pretended that he knew very little about it, and could the reporters please just ask him about his latest quest to look competent?
I don't know the full details of what has happened, nor have I spoken to the Home Secretary. I think you can see firsthand what I've been doing over the last day or so. But I understand that she's expressed regret for speeding, accepted the penalty, and paid the fine.
Some believe Sunak is behind this leak. It's difficult to say. Here Suella is questioned about whether or not she used her position to arrange her own one-to-one speed awareness course.
In relation to your question, last summer I was speeding, I regret that. I paid the fine and I took the points. But we're focused now on delivering for the British people and working for them.
Did you ask civil servants to put you on a one-on-one speeding course?
In relation to the process, I'm focused on delivering for the British people, do my job as Home Secretary. What I will say is that, in my view, I'm confident that nothing untoward has happened.
OK, let's try that again.
Would you welcome an investigation into this? Have you spoken to the Prime Minister? Would you welcome one?
As I said, I'm focused on working as Home Secretary, that's why I'm here. I've met with victims today. I'm making a big announcement today. I'd appreciate the focus on an announcement which is standing up for victims and survivors. In relation to the speeding ticket and my fine and points, I'm very confident nothing
Just very finally on this, Prime Minister.
Third time lucky?
But this is really important because you've broken rules before. You've had to resign for breaking the ministerial code. You've admitted now to breaking or having a speeding fine. You've accused of breaking the code for a second time. How good a look is it for a senior politician, one of the most senior politicians of the country, to be viewed as a constant rule breaker?
I got a speeding ticket, I paid the fine, I took the points. In my view, nothing untoward has happened. Thank you.
What better than seeing Yvette Cooper bring this matter up in the Commons?
At the heart of the Home Secretary's responsibility is to ensure that laws are fairly enforced for all. But when she got a speeding penalty, it seems she sought special treatment, a private course, and asked civil servants to help. She refused to say what she asked civil servants to do, so I ask her that again, and to also tell us whether she authorised her special advisor to tell journalists that there wasn't a speeding penalty when there was. Well, Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, in the summer of last year, I was speeding. I regret that. I paid the fine and I accepted the points. At no time did I seek to avoid the sanction. This is what is serious here is the priorities of the British people. I'm getting on with the job of delivering for the British people a record number of police officers, a plan to stop
the boats, and standing up for crime and policing. I only wish the Labour Party would focus on the priorities too.
Yvette Cooper.
Well, the trouble is she's failing to deliver for the British people too. And everyone can see that she isn't answering the basic factual questions on what she said to the civil service and to her special advisor. And it matters because it is her job to show she is abiding by the ministerial code that she's broken before on private and public interests, and to enforce rules fairly for everyone else. But time and again, she tries to think that she's above the normal rules, breaching security even though she's responsible for it, trying to avoid penalties even though she sets them, reappointed even after breaking the ministerial code, and criticising Home Office policies even though she's in charge of them, and is failing on knife crime, on channel crossings, on immigration and more. The Prime Minister is clearly too weak to sort this out. Well, if the Home Secretary cannot get a grip of her own rule-breaking behaviour, how can she get a grip on anything else?
Mr. Speaker, some gentle advice for the Right Honourable Lady. The person who needs to get a grip here is the Shadow Home Secretary and the Labour Party, because they have wholly failed to represent the priorities of the British people. When, Mr. Speaker, will the Labour Party apologise for campaigning to block the deportation of foreign national offenders? When, Mr. Speaker, will the Labour Party apologise for leaving this country with a lower number of police officers?
Can I just say, no responsibility for the Labour Party. I think you might be.
Here's another video about Suella Braverman.